Hi, Year 11 Advanced English. I just wanted to go through the assessment task and the justification that we were going to work through together in today's lesson. So instead of doing that, I thought that I would just record a little bit of an explanation just to be able to touch base with you and go through things. So firstly, thank you so much for the drafts that you have let me look at. You're doing a great job to all of you, and I've given you some feedback. So please ask individually if you've got any particular questions on those, and continue to ask for that feedback. I'm very happy to continue to give that feedback between now and when it's due on Friday. So the justification, let's just go through that. So number 2, justify your creative writing piece. And the first dot point there says identifying the main stylistic features of the author's writing. You have chosen and provide an example. So that's this point here. Now, what does that mean? You already would have chosen, whether it be characterization, dialogue, you might have chosen irony or symbolism or setting in terms of how you created your story. And you chose a particular story and you were writing using their stylistic features. So this point is just getting you to identify what those features are and being able to show us what those features are, connecting that back to some examples within your text. The second point, explain the effect of the stylistic features on the audience. So this is that how and the why that we talk about in English that builds us into that sophisticated writing and analysis. So we're looking here to see that you understand how you've created characterization or how you've created dialogue. Have you used similes and metaphors? Have you used personification? Have you used truncated sentences? What is it that you've done in order to create and build that particular part or feature? How have you done it? But what is the effect of that? What is the purpose behind that? And what does it do for your writing? Our third point, give an example of how you have used this feature in your creative writing piece. So that's where we're pulling the actual quotes and evidence out of our own writing and talking about how it uses particular metaphors in order to emphasize an image within the dialogue. How does it use and build characterization? So that's one element of that. The second element of that is that you need to be able to look at how the piece of creative writing develops a narrative that reflects the work of your chosen author. This is where you connect it back. So you need to be able to talk a little bit here perhaps about the context of your writer, how you've used some of their writing style, their narrative voice, their techniques, and what impact that has had on your own writing. And remembering with read to write, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the impact that others' writing has on our own. We know that authors write by reading. We know that they build their understanding of language, their writing style, by reading widely a range of other texts. And that's what we encourage you guys to do, and that's why this unit exists. Okay, I'm hoping that gives you a little bit more in terms of what that justification looks like. And, it's 750 words, just like the creative writing piece itself. So please feel free to get that bit done and get some feedback on that as well. Would probably be the best way to really clearly give you some feedback is to see what you actually write. Okay. So if we go down now to the marking guidelines, I like to always come back to the marking guidelines in terms of, are you hitting what we're looking for? So if you go to that A range, and I'm not going to be looking at anything else, you will see there a sophisticated understanding of the author and the purpose of the text and the stylistic features, utilizes an excellent understanding of chosen stylistic features. That's talking about your writing. And this section here is talking about your justification. So insightful expression of the stylistic features. You're able to give comparison between texts, well crafted. So I want you to consider these things.